Hey, it's Kithran, and we're back in Dwarf Fortress. The subject of this one is how to build an Atomsmasher. Now, if you've played before, you're probably going, hang on a sec, didn't he say tips for a newbie in his last video? What's he going on talking about Atomsmashers? Well, yep, I'm still as newbie as I was before, but I've done a bit of reading around and what have you, so I've picked up some of the terms. Now, what an Atomsmasher is? Well, every bridge you build in Dwarf Fortress is actually a drawbridge if you attach it to a lever. And, well, a drawbridge goes down over, sort of a patch of ground. And if there's anything underneath it, well, not anything, but most things underneath it, it gets destroyed when you drop a bridge on it. So, if, like me, you've got sort of a reasonably large fortress, you end up with all sorts of crap floating around. Things like cave spider remains and hamster remains and what have you. Now, you can have a big stockpile. The one here is a refuge stockpile, but each item takes up one space, so it soon gets full. You could use a quantum stockpile to get around that, but there's another way, which is, as well as refuse, you can designate a zone as a garbage dump, which is what I've done here. And a garbage dump, well, so you can actually use it as a form of quantum stockpiling, but there's a whole load of bits and pieces of, well, basically rubbish, all on that one square. And there's a drawbridge here, and a lever there. Now, if I just forbid these drawers, because I don't want any doors coming in getting in the way, because doors will get squished as well. I don't really want that. It's bad for morale. And then click on this lever and say pull lever, and turn back on time. Eventually, there's a dwarf, comes down, pulls the lever, pulls it again. So the drawbridge is now down. Tell the dwarf to pull the lever again, and the dwarf should come, pull the lever. It's gone up, and as you see, look, all the stuff there's disappeared. And that, in principle, is an Atomsmasher. Now, how do you build one? Well, let's move this more central. First of all, we need a bit of space for it. So, about 4x4 is ideal. So, let's just do a little bit of a room there. Wait for someone to come along and dig it out. In the meantime, I'm going to click on this zone and just get rid of this garbage dump. And eventually, I should have some miners come up here. No idea where my miners are at the moment. In fact, let's just pause recording till they catch up. And there we go. You see, the doors have come along and mined it out. So, first thing we need to do is you go to your build menu, go to constructions, and you choose bridge. Now, we want the bridge to be occupying these 4 squares, and we want it to go up against this wall, so we're not, basically, the doors aren't in the way, they can come in and out nice and easily. So, there we go. Select that, and then we want to say what we want to build it out of. Build it out of diorite, because there's a couple of rocks there, so that should be relatively quick. Now we just wait for them to come and build it. And here they are, they're starting to build it. I'll just quickly pause again while they finish building. And we have the drawbridge built now. So next I want the safety measures. A couple of doors. basically I want a way to stop the doors coming in, and the easiest way is actually doors that are forbidden. You know, they're not going to accidentally get bumped in or whatever if there are locked doors between them and the drawbridge. And also we need a lever. Now levers, under machines and fluids, lever. We'll place that there. And building a lever takes one mechanism. I've built some mechanisms already, so there we go. So once again, kick that off and let them come and build it all. And they go into the stockpile up there. And this should be nice and quick because they're nearby. So that's one door, two door, someone should come down soon with the mechanism. And that's the mechanism, the lever built. So now we've got everything built, almost. We just need to get everything working. So with levers, you click on the lever, you've got two options here, link lever and pull lever. If we click link lever, it's going to take two more mechanisms. But levers are basically wireless. So we say that, and then click on the building to link to gold lever. And it's this bridge here. And it's now link a building to trigger. And that's in there. We hit go again, and I'll just pause it while I go and do all this. Okay, so now we have a gold lever, and it's linked to a bridge. You can actually link a lever to multiple bridges or multiple things, but in this case we're just linking it to one. Now we need to tell a dwarf to pull this lever, because at the moment the bridge is down and we want it up. So dwarf's pulled it, bridge goes up. Now we need to actually set things up. So we go to zones, say garbage dump, create a garbage dump here, accept, and for things to go in the garbage dump you need to actually sort of tell the game with each individual item you want in the garbage dump. Oops. And just click on it. Someone's nose. More cave spiders. Yeah, basically there's just lots of rubbish. So it's all set. Now turn it on again. So we've got our zone designated and we've got our rubbish designated. So doors come, pick up the rubbish, and they drop it in the garbage zone. And that is all we need to do. We've now got our Atomsmasher set up. We can pause it again. We can forbid those doors. Tell the dwarf to pull the lever, and even queue it up. So you've got the two pulls both queued up as separate jobs. So a dwarf should come along, pull the lever, squish, another dwarf comes back, pulls it, and there we go. It's done. And that, in a nutshell, is an Atomsmasher. Yes, you can also use it offensively, or more accurately, defensively. If you have a long corridor or something like that, with a bunch of drawbridges set up to go down along the sides of the corridor. Imagine you had drawbridges here, all along here, and you could basically pull a lever and they go boom, squash things like goblins and elves. I know they don't they can't squash absolutely everything. I've got a feeling the big forgotten beasts like the 4x4 sprites, I think they may be too big, and possibly some other things. I don't know exactly, but yeah, certainly you can use them as part of your defences if you want. But anyway, hope you found that useful. If you've got more tips, I'll gladly take them. Feel free to stick them down in comments. And with that, I'll say goodbye.